For Chicago, Darian Estevez. Nate Stokhaug for Oshkosh at 157.
Estevez goes 11-2 for Chicago. And he's got the neck area of Stokhaug. Looks like going to try to flip him for the quick pin. Stokhaug goes 10-6 with 4 pins himself this season.
Quick 2 points for Estevez. Very aggressive maneuver right there off the start. Estevez coming into the season, I know, head coach Leo Coker really liked his potential to be a difference maker in the lineup this year. And he's showing it right away, trying to really overpower his opponent in the upper body, just trying to pull him over.
Whoa.
And right there, ooh, maybe a little bit of an extra shove there by Estevez on the way out, but
you can see Stokhaug initially looked at the referee. He thought he was going to get something extra there, maybe a penalty, but incidental contact ruled by the official.
Yeah, nothing too controversial there. Just a little post-mat action there, but nothing of note.
Got to remember, it's literally wrestling.
It's the ultimate one-on-one sport. You and another guy for 7 minutes.
And I can see I'm looking at Wisconsin Oshkosh. They're unhappy with Estevez. He's been a little too aggressive, especially once they get outside of the circle.
Not really sure what the call was on that one. He held up the hand for Chicago almost like a stalling, but I don't know. I'm not quite sure what that call was. Obviously, we're a little farther away from the mat, so it's hard to tell exactly.
Oh, that was a nice escape by Stokhaug.
Finally broke his way out. Minute and a half left here in the first. Estevez already has gotten a top 6 finish at the MSOE invite. Took first place at the Wisconsin Platteville invite. So off to a very good start to his collegiate career.
Just looking at Stokhaug's approach to Estevez, it indicates that Estevez has the strength advantage. Yes, they have the same weight, but just the way he's dominated, he's also swung him around a few times. Like Stokhaug realizes Estevez has the strength advantage. He's trying to find another method of attack to avoid some of that high strength.
Estevez, a first year out of Pembroke Pines, Florida, Somerset Academy. Another new face here in the UChicago starting lineup here tonight. A lot of new faces. A lot of unfamiliar faces for a lot of the fans.
Estevez's strength, he's taking away that right side of Stokhaug. And now at this point, you see Stokhaug really just trying to find some way to get out of this lock here from Estevez. Doesn't have that waist lock in tight, so Stokhaug is still up to his foot here, but now Estevez is going to wrestle him down.
Yeah, he's doing that where he's holding high, and then as soon as Stokhaug looks like he's about to get out, he grabs the ankle and then wheelbarrows him down into the ground. That'll bring an end to the period. Second period we go. 4-1 Estevez.
Looking at the score, it just indicates that this match has been dominated by strength as opposed to technical wrestling. For someone that had a 4-1 advantage like this, the way Estevez has been in control, it really doesn't have any back points, any riding time. It just indicates he's been in control pretty much with his high strength. Not really anything on the mat that can get him points.
He chooses down position here to start the second period. Try to get that escape point. He got to his feet quickly, breaks the hold, escape 5-1 Estevez.
Once again, another example of his strength. Just really walked out of that with that right and left arm there, just sort of just broke him free.
Very explosive Estevez has shown already. Just very explosive with his offensive maneuvers, with his defensive maneuvers.
It's actually one of the few times we've seen him in a position where he wasn't in control, but he worked right back out of it, right into these double arm underhooks here.
Now, Estevez right there looked like he was going for a belly to belly.
Yeah, he was.
He was looking to see if he could throw him.
Right, it was like he used the underhooks to sort of get out of the disadvantageous position, and then once he got it, he was going for the belly to belly.
He got the 2-point takedown, then lets him out. Didn't have him in great position to control him, so lets him out 7-2 after the escape point. Estevez showing a lot of just feels very Greco in terms of kind of his approach right now, and as opposed to the typical freestyle we see at the folk style, I should say, at the collegiate level.
Exactly, you're seeing more of a style predicated on strength. It's not so much more about what you're being taught and what you see when it comes to technical wrestling. It's more just about having more strength than the other guy and just wrestling them down. That's what you're seeing here.
And that one was just a smooth slide in on that first shot. I mean, he just slid right in there.
Really good feet.
Yeah, it was one of those things that it belied the explosiveness they've shown so far. In that case, that was not an explosive move so much as just a quick slide in, just so smooth that I think he caught Stokhaug unawares.
Yeah, Estevez, because he's so strong, his feet, everything, it just looks smooth. Like it's a natural grab, so all he has to do is step into it, and that's it. He has control of Stokhaug, as he does there.
Again, just immediately in. No any kind of hesitation. he is through on his move, and that right there at the buzzer at the second period. We're off to the third. 11-3, Estevez is up. A very impressive showing so far.
That was a great job by Stokhaug at the end. Estevez was going to go for the pin. Stokhaug was able to get that knee up immediately to protect himself from having his back on the mat get pinned.
We have a neutral start to the third. 2 minutes remaining in this match. We'll see if Estevez can get that tech fall. The way things have been going, I would not be surprised. Just showing dominant form.
The problem for Stokhaug, even if he is to get a takedown on Estevez, once he gets there, he still got to deal with the fact that Estevez is so strong in the upper body, so he can pretty much flip it into controlling the waist like he did there. Or once you get a grip on the leg, you're really at a position where he's pretty much just laying on you. So for Stokhaug, you got to find some way to get to that back.
We have a neutral call by the official. Back to center. Stalemate call, I should say. Back to neutral at the center of the mat. Estevez just making a lot of his moves off of the upper body, off shoulder grips, and just making his way, whipping his opponent around, putting him in a disadvantageous position, and then getting his back immediately. The middleweights have typically been a very strong class over the years for head coach Leo Coker here at University of Chicago. His middle to upper weights in recent vintage have been very elite. You think of people like Steve Bonsall at 157, Kalen Lee Lermer, who started out 149, eventually went up to 165 later in his career. Kyle Peisker at 74 and 84. Ben Saracen at 174, 184. All-American kind of talents.
And Kalen Lee Lerner, I think he's a good example of what you're seeing out of Estevez, a guy that had a lot of strength but was really quick. So sometimes he have good feet, but that's all he would need, maybe 1 or 2 steps, because he was so strong. Those 1 or 2 steps into his opponent would give him the position, would give him the advantage.
He will not get the tech fall here. Not enough time. Final seconds ticking away here. He will get almost 2 minutes of riding time. They'll make it 14-4. Final score for Chicago's Estevez, major decision.
Chicago, I thought, has dominated those last 2 matches in different ways. We saw Fleck pretty much do it with holds. We saw Estevez